What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Forever Flame Racing Reviews. I hope you enjoyed my F1 video that I uploaded earlier today, my 2025 driver lineup predictions. I did one earlier in the year, which was completely wrong, so I updated it with a second one today. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Started my F1 content today since the rebranding. And now today I'm doing my Road America INDYCAR preview. So in this video I'm just going to go over what I think is going to happen this weekend, and yeah, let's talk about it. So diving in, straight into it. Pole position. I think pole position is going to be Scott Dixon. I think Scott Dixon is going to really solidify himself as a huge championship contender, as if he's not already leading the championship. But I think this weekend he's really going to solidify it and be like, okay, Scott Dixon is here to play. Now, my underperformer, I've just gone with Marcus Armstrong, just because he's coming off his first podium was with P3 last weekend. I just think anything outside the top 10 is an underperformance, and I do think Marcus is going to be under the top 10 to this race. I'm just not feeling Armstrong. Nothing against him. Seems like a great guy. I've never got to interview him, but I'm just feeling Marcus Armstrong for the underperformer. And your overperformer for me is Linus Lundqvist, because this is like a true road course, not straight circuit, like a true Grand Prix track. And the last time we had one of these was Barber, and if you remember correctly, he got third there to take his first ever IndyCar podium. I don't think it's quite going to be a podium for Linus, but I think from his recent form, I do think he's going to overperform and be in the top 10, top 5. So your overperformer for me is Linus Lundqvist. All right, now let's get into your top 5. In 5th place, I have Linus Lundqvist. Once again, as I said, I think his run of form back in the top 5 is going to be right there, and I think he's going to have a really strong weekend. And in 4th place, I've gone with Alexander Rossi. I think Alexander Rossi is going to continue his great run of form. I think he's having a really great, quiet season, and I like how he's doing so far. I like how he's racing. I think everything about Alexander Rossi has been great this year. So I think he'll continue with this 4th place. In 3rd place, I have your pole sitter, Scott Dixon. I think he's going to win, but I think he's just going to lose it at the end. I don't know why. I'm not feeling the pole sitter to win, but it's Scott Dixon, so I can't put him too low. So I'm going to put Scott Dixon 3rd. I think something's going to happen to Dixie. And in 2nd place, I'm going with the number 3 machine of Scott McLaughlin. I think McLaughlin's going to finish 2nd. I think he's going to have a really strong race. He's probably going to qualify in the top 4 and just have a super strong and consistent race. So we'll have to see how that plays out. And in 1st place, I've gone with, drumroll please, Alex Palou. I think Alex Palou is going to have a great day. Probably one of the best drivers in the world. He's just a stud. How can you beat him? And I think Palou is going to take the championship lead back. I think we're heading into the point of the season we have our contenders, and that's the Chibanassi boys. The number 9 is Scott Dixon, number 10 of Alex Palou. I think the championship is between them two this year, and I think Palou is going to solidify it by taking his lead back. I think it's going to be a dogfight for the rest of the year. And one crazy prediction for this weekend, I say no yellows. It's going to be a completely green race. So that's just how I'm feeling. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and my F1 video earlier today. And if you didn't, sorry. Hopefully you did. And subscribe.